off this Friday.
All right, so another Lunch and Learn, another Wine and Dine event for PE4U. So this is the Wine and Dine event for April 2017. So I am pleased to have Timothy Johnson. He is probably one of the best document controllers that I've ever met. He brings an immense amount of wealth and experience in regards to document control. So everybody that's watching tonight, we have a little bit of a surprise for you. We plan on making an announcement probably later on next week, but if you're watching this video now, you'll see what the announcement will be come next week. So like I said, I'm very excited to announce to have Timothy Johnson. And Tim, I'll let you come in your own way. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Chris. Evening, ladies and gents. How y'all doing?
Fine.
Fine. Good. I've been doing this document control business for over 10 years or so. So I've been working in a hybrid type of department throughout my career in document control, and it's been giving me the opportunity to see document control from different aspects. So I've worked with document control from the graphics side. I work with document control from a procurement side. I work with document control from a cost side. I've worked with document control in the subsea division. I work with document control with the buyers. So it's been a plethora of things that I've been incorporating document control with and learning on how to incorporate the needs and using this tool to give the company what it needs. So I like to view some of those things that we do in document control is some of the most basic functionality of document control in a EPC environment. I've worked in both an EPC environment and a EPCM. That's both the client or the vendor side. So it's been giving me the opportunity to see how document control can be used on either view or either side. Which side? So what's the purpose of document control? It's active management of revision control deliverable documents to ensure project success. It's effective administration of the document management register, which is the MDR. We call it the MDR or the MDL or the SDL. It comes in different acronyms. Some company will say one or the other. So MDR stands for Master Document Register, or the MDL, Master Document List, or the SDL, which is the Standard Document List. So you'll hear this acronym many times when someone in document control is referring to it. Also, the purpose of document control is controlling documents and the data to archive compliance with ISO and other regulations. And ISO stands for International Standards Operation. Basically, this is a standard operation that is utilized across the board and is regulations that most companies look for everyone to follow. So it's an added plus when you're following ISO regulations. Next slide, please. So what is a deliverable document? A deliverable document is a project document that is distributed to the customer via a formal transmitter. The documents are submitted to the customer for review and comment or reference information for purposes only. Now, the types of documents are technical and non-technical. Now, you're like, well, what's the difference between the two? Well, a technical document can be anything like a drawing that holds technical information that the engineers are submitting to a client. That's measurements, that's pipe sizes. That is what the term means when you say technical. When it's non-technical, That could be a policy or a procedure that doesn't contain that type of information. So that makes the difference between the two. But it is also a deliverable to the document, being technical or non-technical to the client. So they would want to know which of the two are you going to submit.
So this is the basis of how you start document control, because everything is going to be either a technical or non-technical document?
Correct, correct. So those are the two types of documents that you have. Now, what is the MDR? What is the Master Document Registry? The Master Document Registry is a listing of all revision control deliverable documents on the project. It's the single source of information for all client deliverables within a project. It's a consistent source of the document status. Meaning, any document that's been submitted to the client, the soul of this whole entire project will be your MDR. Any status, any date, any relation to this document, you will find it on your MDR. Typically, your MDR will be an Excel file. It will be a list of documents that will be submitted to the client. These documents are collected by the engineering team. Your systems manager and your technical manager will get together and they will compress all of these documents for this particular project that's required or needed. So once the system manager gets together on what documents is going to be required for their system, then they turn in their list to the technical manager. The technical manager reviews the documents and then compresses all of the system manager's documents to one master document list, hence the name Master Document List.
So question, so you said it's typically in an Excel spreadsheet. So is there any systems right now that if an organization didn't want to use an Excel spreadsheet, is there any other software that would house that information instead of
An Excel spreadsheet?
That is correct.
Actually, it is. There are quite a few now. The basis of it is to start the project off with the list. Once that list on your Excel spreadsheet has been created, then it is loaded into the EDMS system. Once it's loaded into the EDMS system, your master document registry becomes a live file. So it changes as you add or delete files or void files. You no longer use the actual Excel spreadsheet any longer. It is a living file that is going to change throughout the whole life cycle. So the only time that you will actually look at an Excel spreadsheet is if you print it out. That's the only time you will look at it. But on the initial side of the project technical manager will have that list prepared and ready, and it will be submitted to the client. The client will review, and then they will approve this MDR, and this MDR will have a listing of the documents and how the client expects to see these documents, or how they expect to review these documents. So we'll go into that later on, and that is covering the categories of documents. What is the EDMS system? EDMS stands for Electronic Document Management System. It's a web-based system for storing, reviewing, calibrating, and tracking documents. It's an automatic workflow with various options for different categories of documents. It's a system for managing transmittals distributed to different recipients, client, subcontractors, third parties, or vendors. It's a revision version control for a complete auditable history and for reporting. So the EDMS system has a lot of information that is housing, a lot of information. And it's going to do this automatically so that you don't have to write anything out, so that you don't have to keep anything up. It's going to hold individuals accountable, which is the whole purpose of the system, to tell you when and where within the system the documents are. And at any given time within the EDMS system, you can pull a report. And that report can tell you who has the document. Is the document late? Is the document with a client? Is it with a commenter? So these These are just some of the things that an EDMS is comprised of doing, and better yet, the reason why so many people use it. So you no longer have to manage a project with pen and paper. You let your EDMS system do it for you. The data elements and the document management system. At a minimum, the document management system contains the following information. So now we're going to break it down even further. The EDMS system will have document numbers, a document description, a document title. It'll have the document owner, the document reviewer, the document approver, the document division, category, plan dates. It would also have the contractor's transfer number, the company return transfer number, the transfer dates, the company return acceptance code, which we will review that, the EV progress according to agreed milestones, which is earned value, we will review that as well, and the status, including approving status. So there's a lot of information here that the EDMS system is going to comprise, but these are the things that you look for to get reports, detailed reports. And these are the same reports that your client, your engineering team, and all of your vendors will depend on. And it helps the document controller control the documents and control how the documents are being handled. Next slide, please. So now we're going to go to startup. DCC, that's the document control coordinator, will develop and issue a project-specific document control procedure for processing and client document number based on contract documents, i.e. coordination procedure and any applicable client numbering specification. So here, document control will create a document control process and procedure on how these documents will be handled throughout the project. So some of the contractors or some of the clients may have numbers of their own. You would want to have a number for your client, you would want to have a number for your vendor if a vendor is present, and or your client may provide a numbering system of their own from their system. The document controller will conduct training sessions for the internal project team to indoctrinate them onto the use of the EDMS that will be used for managing project revision control documents. So the document controller will provide training internally and externally. That is for the vendor, that is for the engineering team, and that is also for the client. EDMS systems have portals where vendors, clients, and it is also what you would consider a level of security to allow certain people to see certain files and certain people cannot see those files because it could be proprietary for the client, and that is not the information you want to divulge to your vendor. So there's a certain level of security that's set up there, and you want to make sure that they are revision controlled within your EDMS system by your vendor, by your company, and the client. The document controller will establish communication with the company's document controller. Document control is the single point of communication with the client. Anybody else can send a document to the client or to an engineer or to a vendor, but nothing is formal. The document controller is the formal submission of all documents. Everything else is informal, so it would not count. So that's why document control will be the mouthpiece of the company. The next slide, please. So now we're down to the document control, document distribution categories. So you have documents with categories. The categories will dictate how the documents will behave in the system. So you have a category A, B, F, S, C, and D. In an EDMS system, you have what you call a workflow. These categories determine how that workflow will behave and how the client will review the document, or the vendor, or the reviewer, or the IDC approver. So this is going to tell everyone within the system, this is what this document is supposed to do. These categories also have been agreed by the client on how they